We went through this rabbit hole of Joe Gilgun because, like, we got finished watching, what's it called? Umbrella Academy, right? Great piece of work. I'm a big fan of fucking Gerard Way. But then, I'm like, of course, I'm gonna be on this fucking bandwagon of, Robert Sheenan?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I like his acting. He's really cute. Adorable. You know, and then, like, what else has he been in? Oh, he's been in Misfits. I think I vaguely remember that my sister watching that show back when she was, like, a little teeny weenie. And, you know, I finally watched it, and I'm like, wow, this is great. But then they wrote Robert Sheenan off, and I'm like, well, I can't not finish the show. Like, I'm a little bit, like, invested into what's gonna happen. And so, that's when they replaced him with Joe Gilgun. Okay, so one, honestly, I put this out there, making it weird. I love his hands. That man has some handsome fucking hands. Oh my god, have you seen them? How his fingers just bend, and like his knuckles kind of like come out in a certain way. It's almost like they're made out of marble, his hands. Anyway, so, we watched that, and he was like the saving grace, honestly. Like, I don't know, I do know. Honestly, he's a comedic relief, I get it, but, you know, I just think that he kind of saved the series, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have really even bothered finishing it.
We finally finished it. We finally finished the whole series.
Yeah, went through the first group of people.
I love the first group of people. Simon.
I'm really happy what happens with,
Rudy.
No.
Nathan.
No. Ponytail.
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 Oh, Kelly.
Kelly. I'm really happy what happened to Kelly. She realized that, you know, she's
a rocket scientist.
No. She is a rocket scientist, I get it. But, like, you know, it's kind of like, she deserved her ending. It's like, good for you, girl.
It's sad what happened to Curtis. Curtis' ending was sad.
It was very tragic.
And then Simon and Alicia, it's like...
That's a constant loop forever and ever, but...
It's romantic, but it's fucking tragic.
It's romantic and tragically romantic.
A never-ending loop of dying. And how Alicia died, and like, you can totally tell the only reason they killed... The only way they were able to kill off Alicia's way of dying is only because Nathan's off the show. Because that should have been Nathan's death. Mm-hmm. Right? And the thing about it, you can totally tell that how the series finally ends, that they totally wanted to make a movie.
Yeah, with them as proper superheroes.
Season 4 sucked.
It was a little slow, but...
The only character was left was Curtis. They killed him halfway in the season, and then, you know, you gotten already used to Rudy, so the only thing saving the show was Rudy. There's episodes where they don't even use their powers. Mm-hmm. You can totally tell when they brought in, the barman guy.
Handsome barman?
Yeah, handsome barman. Fucking, they bring him in just so, like, you know, to fill in for Curtis. Like, Curtis gets a new job, and then you get to know this new character, and you kill off Curtis, and he's a replacement for Curtis.
It was a good watch. Like, it was something to watch, because there's nothing on TV now. And it's like, I enjoyed myself. It was a good ride.
Adams versus Munsters concept. This is more the Munsters than Adams, because they're all, like, degenerate working class. And you are those two things.
Yes.
And you're not a rich person like the Adams is, or the Umbrella Academy.
Wish I was.
I mean, the Umbrella Academy, yeah, it was tragic what happened to them. You know what I mean? And it is a lot of trauma and abuse. But they did live in a fucking huge mansion. Getting everything they wanted, really. I mean, yeah, they have an abusive piece of shit father figure, but they live in luxury. These people, come on, dude. Like in season 1...
Get on with it! Yes! Get on with it!
But then we watched, Mojo was all like, oh, you know, there's this new show that he's on, it's called Brassic, we should watch that. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm down. And we watched the first season because Hulu likes to lag on shit. We can only watch the first season, you know. It was pretty good, I liked it. It apparently is autobiographical, well, semi-autobiographical, and I kind of wonder, like, what's true, what's not true. I honestly have a theory. If you look at Joe Gilgun's, filmography, most of the shows in between, like the big budget ones, are kind of like, they kind of have the same subplot of betrayal and buddies and all that stuff and children. But anywho, then I looked at his filmography after Brassic, and then I found out that he did This Is England. I'm like, what? He was in This Is England? Because I remember being a freshman and a punk and having a boyfriend who may or may not used to shave his head, but he made me watch This Is England, and I totally fell in love with his character, Woody. And I'm like, oh my god, he played Woody. So, I'm like, Mojo, we have to watch this movie. I remember it being such, like, not a great movie, but, like, you know, it's a fucking great movie. What am I fucking kidding, you know? And so we did, and then we found out, oh my god, it has sequels. So, you bet your dummy thick ass that I spent days of my life sitting down right after work watching the ever-living fuck out of This Is England 86, 88, and 90. What a wild fucking ride. Shit. As soon as you think one thing's gonna happen, moment, it takes you for a fucking turn, and it was very unpredictable. Absolutely fucking loved it. Like, first This Is England, you're following this kid named Sean, and, you know, he's a naive little kid, and you just kind of feel bad for him for going down the road that he's going, and you don't want to see him do that, but you know what? That's fucking reality. That's what Americans don't get when it comes to writing fucking TV shows. Not everyone fucking gets a happy fucking ending, you know? It's not Disneyland all the time. Even in Disneyland, mothers are dead, but, yeah, you know. And then, it goes, it made me feel a little weird because of, like, the whole relationship between him and Smell. But then the sequel, him and Smell get together, and you're, like, kind of happy for them. Oh, and the bullies, I forgot their names, but one of them is in Game of Thrones now.
Right, or
Who was
he played Gendry.
Yeah,
Joe Dempsey.
Joe Dempsey. Yeah, he played one of these bullies, and it was so fucking funny because who did I say that the leader reminded me of?
Begbie.
From Trainspotting.
Yeah.
No, the whole thing reminded me of Trainspotting, only except it wasn't about Scottish heroin addict. It was about, you know, kind of fucking skinheads just kind of growing up. Like, they started off as kids with no real direction and just kind of blindly following people that, you know, and then they just kind of grow up and become adults. And I appreciate it. But they become adults in a more realistic eye, you know? This isn't fucking Riverdale. This isn't Seventh Heaven or any of that shit. I've never even seen Seventh Heaven, but I fucking watched Riverdale first season, and then the second season sucked. But, yeah, I highly recommend This Is England. It's a really great series, great movie. You become invested in people, and it kind of feels like you're in the gang.
So of all the shows, what do you like the best?
Out of... Okay, so we're talking about Umbrella Academy, Misfits, and This Is England. I like This Is England. It's This Is England, Misfits, and then Umbrella Academy's at the bottom. I enjoy This Is England more because I feel that I can be friends with these people. I don't feel I can be friends with Clout or Nathan, you know?
But you could be friends with
I can be friends with Rudy. I can be friends with Woody. I can be friends with Sean and Smell and Milk.
Oh, what about...
Oh, and Gadget. Gadget reminds me so much of my little cousin. Like, it breaks my fucking heart what Kelly did to that boy. That's it.